welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Meta, World Peace. Allie Clifton's going to join us in a little bit. LeBron James and Anthony Davis returned. This game was hyped as a must-Laker win, trying to get into that play-in tournament. Lakers faltered down the stretch. Late game execution, guys, I feel like this has been the theme all year. Late game execution, defensive mistakes. Pels end the game on an 11-5 run. Final 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Lakers just 22 of 31 from the free throw line. Lakers shot 40% from three. The Pelicans just 26%. But the Pelicans, in the end, get the win, and they look real nice in that 9th spot. And now the Lakers, with 5 games left, are in big trouble.
Big trouble, and this is where we find ourselves on April the 1st, 2022. The Lakers have, struggled all season long with uphill battles with the injuries but we've shown the games that they should have won, and so they have put themselves in must-win situations now. And this was a must-win game against the Pelicans, who already owned the tiebreaker against the Lakers. As you stated, I think they're half a game behind San Antonio.
Well, now they are 3 games behind the Pelicans.
3 games behind the Pelicans.
And the Pelicans own the tiebreak.
Right.
So the Pelicans were going to get that 9. They are 1 game behind the San Antonio Spurs, but the Spurs hold the tiebreaker.
They own the tiebreaker.
And the Spurs have 1 more against the Blazers coming up this weekend, and the Lakers got the Nuggets. So if you want to look at the standings, big game, James, just to kind of see it clearly there. There you see the 3-game separation. So the Pelicans are in a really, really good spot to host the 9-10 playing game, Meta. And the Spurs, with their big win over the Blazers, who they play again on Sunday, as I mentioned, they are 32-45. The problem, Meta, they own the tiebreak, so it's like kind of having a 2-point lead. The Lakers have to finish a game ahead of them. That's what I'm saying, Meta.
I mean, they played really well tonight, so they can win out. Because the way they play tonight, it shows if AD gets in shape, they can win out, but they just can't give up the leads. It wasn't a terrible game. It was a pretty bad 2 minutes.
Yeah, listen, I hear you. I'm going to go 4 minutes. I'm going to go 4.5 minutes because I feel like, Meta, the Lakers had that lead and they're playing well. And then down the stretch, we were all talking while we were watching. This is what we've seen so many times throughout this year. The Lakers kind of get complacent. Offensively, they get to the ISO ball a little bit too much. And you see the Pelicans, CJ hits a floater. Valanciunas hits a big 3. And here comes B.I. into the lane for his dribble. That's 3 different guys scoring. And all of a sudden, they have a 2-point lead, and they're feeling it when the Lakers were in control.
Yeah, what other teams have that we don't have is cohesiveness and chemistry and the willingness to trust each other down the stretch in the 4th quarter, and the inability to trust, what you can do. They show us good ball movement. They've shown us, over 25, 24 assists at times when they're moving the ball. Tonight, they just could not knock down the free throws. But their execution, Geeter, in the 4th quarter, especially the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, have been exceptionally poor all season long. They've given up leads. They relied on ISOs, and the offense gets stagnant, and then defensively they just implode because of that. Because they're not doing anything on the offensive end, they come back. They give up high percentage shots. Foul, put their opponents on the team, put New Orleans on the foul line. So they struggled with that all year long, and there's no reason for that when they can move the ball. They have a lot of options. Monk, AD, LeBron. I mean, Bradley hit that big tree. They got to trust that.
I think Russ had 11. Russ had 11 in the 4th.
They got to trust that.
Russ had 11. Matt, it was interesting. I was looking at these highlights that we're going to show in a little bit, but there was those 2 late plays, too. They threw a lob to Russ. Looked like there was contact. I never saw a replay on that, but just a tough way to, you have a 2-on-1 fast break, and then LeBron came down. It looked like he got into traffic. On the replay, shows him get hit. There's no call. That goes the other way. So just some tough breaks as well. But, Meta, when you look at the turnovers, man, 17 at home, that leads to 18 points. 4 of those at the end of that quarter are tough. And then again, the free throws. I know I harp on this a lot, but man, when you're next to last, as Billy and Stu were talking about in the league, sometimes it can come back to bite you, and just some crucial misses tonight.
I mean, I think there's things you can work on in the summertime. You know, the turnovers. LeBron had a couple uncharacteristic turnovers. The free throws, you got to put work in the summertime. You got to get in that gym. You can't forget to shoot your free throws every day, you know, for moments like this.
Yeah. You've got to know the moments of the game. You know, you have the fourth quarter in particular down the stretch where you can't afford to not get a good shot. If you play really good defense, I look at that 2-on-1 break, and I know Monk wanted to throw the alley-oop to Westbrook, but it just, you know, go in and take the shot, try to get a foul. You had the advantage. You got to, you know, they got to think better down the stretch. And, you know, LeBron, I know he wanted to take opportunity. He had been getting to the rim a lot tonight, but they collapsed on him very quickly. And I think you got to be, you know, searching for, you know, not being so predictable. They came run on him and collapsed. He did get fouled, however, as you saw the replay. And then they just got to make better decisions defensively. It's just they just have not shown that they're capable of winning the last 3 minutes of a game, and also giving up big runs. I mean, that big run they had, I think it was 11-4 run at about 3 minutes to play in the game. They just had no answer for Ingram, Collin, even Valanciunas. Yeah. It was just, you know, just not tied together. They've never had that connection on either end. And it shows late in the fourth quarter all season long.
If you would have told me the Pelicans are going to come in and shoot 26% from three and only make 7 of them, and the Lakers are going to make 11 and shoot 40% from three, I would have just thought this Laker team with LeBron and AD coming they're playing at home and in kind of a must-win situation. It's just pretty surprising, though, this is how it ended up. But like we said, this has been a theme all year long. So let's get to it. We'll show you the highlights. We'll show you how it went down. Lakers take on the Pelicans. Huge play-in. It's the play-in before the play-in at Crypto.com Arena. Lakers looking to stay alive against the Pelicans team who's 2-0 against them this season. Keep it right here for all the action. Game time's at 7:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Chris McGee, big game James Worthy, Meta World Peace. Allie Clifton's going to join us in a little bit. Big game tonight, friends. Game of the year.
Maybe the biggest this year.
Maybe the biggest.
Everyone's kind of waiting for the results of the San Antonio Spurs and Portland Trailblazer game, but regardless, this is the game.
When we saw this game and we knew how big it would be, we called Meta and said, we need you here.
Come on,
Yeah.
good luck.
We need you here.
I'm here, but we need somebody to be helping us with the Spurs. They winning right now.
We're going to be showing highlights of that game throughout the day as Meta has his eye on that one, of course. All right, listen, guys, at 10 o'clock this morning, big game, were you on the golf course at 10 o'clock?
I was.
Okay, so you didn't see this.
I did not.
LeBron tweets this. I'm out for the season officially. See y'all in the fall. It's got the crown there, deuces. Meta, when you saw this, what did you think? It's over?
Sometimes when you're a veteran, you say, hey, a couple more games left, and just going to pack it in and give it to some of the young guys.
When did you realize it was an April Fool's joke?
When I got here, and Dave said, no, he is playing. That's when I found out. I forgot it's April 1st today, right?
Dave and I love that
Yeah.
Dave and I love that you saw this at 10 a.m. and just said, I guess he's out for the year.
Yeah,
Never even thought of that. This is pretty awesome. Big game. Allie and I were in yoga. I got out, and I had 50 text messages. I had calls. She was still in the room, and I looked in. I'm like, did you see the tweet? Like, LeBron's out officially. And then we figured out it was a April Fool's.
April Fool's. Nice joke.
People panicked.
A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people forget April the 1st.
Yeah.
You know, it just
Me
kind of
included.
runs up on you. You're not thinking about it. You're thinking about other things, and you get taken for it. But, yeah, given the fact that, you know, how the season is going and he's been in and out, that was a tough.